The Correction and Rehabilitation works to perform its duties mainly represented in law enforcement and at the same time apply human rights principles in a modern and effective manner. More in this report.
The Directorate of Correction and Rehabilitation works to perform its duties, mainly represented in law enforcement, and at the same time apply human rights principles in a modern and effective manner through many initiatives that integrate together within the framework of applying a reform and rehabilitation approach that guarantees the inmate's reintegration into society after the end of his sentence. This reform approach is launched through providing the services stipulated in the Correction and Rehabilitation Institution Law and its statute, foremost of which the comprehensive health care and providing inmate communication means with their families, and at the same time following and applying precautionary measures while prioritizing the health and safety of inmates.
Reform and Rehabilitation Center is keen to provide comprehensive care and services to inmates in accordance with the Reform and Rehabilitation Institution and executive regulations. These services include communication services between inmates and their families and friends, as an inmate is allowed 30 minutes of phone calls over the span of several days. In addition, there is special care to cases with exceptional needs. Video calls were also introduced and are free for all inmates. Since the introduction of video calls, more than 25,000 video calls took place.
Healthcare in the Reform and Rehabilitation Centers include comprehensive services by providing a full, specialized medical team that is available 24 hours for all healthcare needs for inmates. Also, medications and medical equipment are available and are under supervision upon providing them to the inmates. In addition, there are special meals that are provided to inmates with chronic health conditions. When an inmate's health requires to receive intensive health supervision, they would be transferred to external hospitals in coordination with government hospitals to provide the needed health care according to the case and the required specialization. Healthcare and Reform and Rehabilitation Centers witnessed continued success during COVID-19 pandemic by spreading awareness about stopping the spread of the virus. This is in addition to the success of the vaccination campaign for inmates at the Reform and Rehabilitation Centers, and none of the inmates are COVID-19 positive.
I would like to thank the Rehabilitation Department for providing great services, including the clinic. The clinic takes care of people with chronic diseases every day for treatment and takes them to the rooms. And some serious cases are taken to the clinic, and the clinic is open 24 hours. We also have another service, which is communication, virtual communication and daily communication. We have 10 minutes daily to hold phone calls, and thank God we are communicating with our family and people from outside freely.
The department here at the building provides a variety of food that meets our needs. For example, if I have low blood sugar or high pressure, or another inmate faces another type of illness, you will see that we both receive different kinds of food, and the rest receive the same kind of food. So I don't really see any problem with our food, and everything is going well. From the beginning, the Rehabilitation Department, as part of the country's efforts, was keen on ensuring our safety by following protocol and social distancing. Even at this building, there is social distancing between each one of us.
We have many calls a week, sometimes 4 or 5 calls according to the available time. The virtual calls are available at exceptional cases. We submit a request, and the department is always helpful in providing both virtual and the regular calls.
With these field procedures, the Kingdom of Bahrain has been able to make tangible achievements in the field of human rights by applying the alternative punishment law and studying the application of the Open Prisons Initiative, which are initiatives that make reform and rehabilitation more effective in protecting the inmates and preparing them for a new future in their community.
To speak more about